Check us out on Patreon, guys, where we give you our exclusive access to all of our videos, 186 videos and counting. We just updated it. That's why I know how many videos is on there.
Bangers too, though. Bangers. Nothing too shabby. I mean, I don't know, like a Led Zeppelin marathon. We got Metallica on there, some Megadeth stuff. I'm just saying. Just throwing that out there, man. So if you're interested, definitely check that out, guys. The link for that will be in the description.
What's up, guys? Your boys are back. I'm Ryan, my man George.
Yeah, man. Doing a little Radiohead now, and I'm thinking redemption could be in the air for one of us. Yeah. Because I didn't actually dislike the Paranoid Android. I thought that was a very well done song, but I guess it is redemption because I it was on my playlist and then I kind of took it off. So maybe they still need redemption for both of us. So yeah, so I think that Radiohead was a good choice for doing our redemption series. For those of you who don't know, redemption series where we do bands that we didn't necessarily take too well back in the day, whatever, maybe in a previous reaction. We do songs to see if we can redeem them. And what redemption means to me is that it makes my playlist. It's a song that I like, makes my playlist. What redemption means to Ryan is that he just needs to tolerate it and not think it's completely awful.
There you go. Asking for the playlist is a little bit of a stretch for me. So, but before we get too far into it, man, shout out to everybody that on our Patreon, Instagram, Deaf to Radio. It's now DEAF, the number 2 radio by Lost in Vegas. So if you type in Lost in Vegas, you're not going to find us, Deaf to Radio. Make sure you follow us on Deaf to Radio, which is our website as well, DEAF, the number 2 radio.com.
Yep.
So we're going to spread these out. We're going to start to really promote that a lot. So I want to make sure you guys are involved and engaged on that platform as well.
So we're going to do Karma Police today. I know we put on that poll that me and Ryan have both heard Creep. And Creep's actually a pretty catchy song, man. We kind of like that song. We've heard Creep before, and obviously we did Paranoid Android. So those are the 2 songs we've heard from Radiohead that we are aware of. Karma Police, I'm seeing it has 82 million views on YouTube, so it seems to be a very popular song from them. This is off the same album, OK Computer, that Paranoid Android is on. So let's see, man. Let's see what Radiohead can do, man. I have a feeling that this is going to be probably a lot different because they seem like, when I'm thinking about Creep and then I'm thinking about Paranoid Android, 2 completely different sounding songs. So I'm expecting like a very, very different listen here than we experienced. So let's get into it. Radiohead, Karma Police.
This is what you get when you mess with us. Karma Police, I've given up.
I'm not mad at the melody in that.
Melody's
It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool.
Right.
I think he's talking about someone very, very specific is what it sounds like. Like 2 people that he's just his personal life. I don't think this is one of those songs that can just be maybe Karma Police can be applied to anyone that deserves karma. But It seems like in this song, who wrote this, was it Tom York? Well, it looks like the entire band contributed to this one, but this seems like one member of the band was thinking about two specific people in their lives, because he said Hitler hairdo, which Ryan laughed at,
which is crazy.
This man buzzes like a fridge. There's this specific people in his life that he seems like he believes deserves a little bit of karma, but could be wrong.
I don't know, man. But one thing that's funny about this, when I heard that Karma Police, karma, what goes around comes around, right? And when I'm listening to the song, it sounds like he's sad about something, right? But when I look at the lyrics, he was like, he's talking in maths. So I don't know, maybe he's talking in facts. Maybe he's hard or abrasive, the person he's talking about. But he buzzes like a fridge, so maybe what he's saying is irritating to him, because a fridge buzzing would be irritating to me,
maybe
right?
He just doesn't hear anything. He
Yeah,
just sounds
maybe.
like a detuned radio. It's just that's all he hears when he hears this motherfucker speak.
So what the hell happened? You know what I'm saying? I mean, because I dislike a lot of motherfuckers on a day-to-day basis, but I don't wish the Karma Police to come arrest their ass. You know what I'm saying? Just because I don't like you. What the fuck happened? But I do like the melody though, man. So I'm rocking out. We'll see what happens with the song. But lyrically though, man, I wish there was a little bit more explanation of what happened. Because to me, it just sounds like a motherfucker that's just depressed and mad at the world and shit. He just sounds like a person that's very, very down.
All right, man, let's keep it going.
This is what you get when you mess with us. Karma Police, I've given all I can, it's not enough. I've given all I can, but we're still on the payroll. This is what you get. This is what you get. This is what you get when you mess with us. For a minute there, I lost myself. You for a minute there, I lost myself.
It's interesting, man, at the end of that song in the outro, because we were kind of watching the video. I'm sure you guys could tell that we were in the outro of the song. He was saying, for a minute there, I lost myself. And if we go back up in the first and second verses, man, he's looks like he's speaking on specific people that he believes deserves karma for maybe their behavior, who they are, how they come off, maybe just how they treat him in some capacity, or maybe he just doesn't like them. You know what I mean? Just doesn't like their sort of their demeanor, how they just their personalities, whatever the case may be, right? And then the outro says again, for a minute, I lost myself. So it just seems like, he was secretly sort of hating and disliking someone based off of how they came off. And maybe they're not the most agreeable person. Maybe they're not the type of person that necessarily could mesh well with who he is. But Ryan was saying, like, damn, like, what did they do? Do they deserve karma? I mean, just because you don't like somebody, that doesn't mean that they should just get karma.
Right.
And we're watching a video, and he's chasing this guy the entire video singing, and he's chasing him down.
With a car.
With a car, basically, like, looking to probably run him over. At least that's what they made it seem like in the video. Like, he's chasing this guy, he's running for his life. And he stops at the end of the video. The car stops, and the guy's on the ground, out of breath. And then he's like, you know what? He starts to say, for a minute there, I lost myself. The car backs up. And then the guy who fell on the ground had a match. And the entire time, it looks like he was leaving a gasoline trail. He throws the match on the ground as
the car is backing up.
The car is backing up. Fire goes back and blows his car up, or he starts to catch on fire. So I was telling Ryan, I was just like, I think that if you wish bad karma on someone, that can come back to you. Is what that seemed like it was saying. But that's off of first whatever. And I just think there's probably a lesson in this. You're the one that probably deserves the bad karma. Maybe you need to look inside yourself and see why you have this hatred inside of you. Maybe you need to get maybe some sort of help. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm kind of taking that off of first listen as far as the lyricism is concerned. But I'm going to let Ryan take it away, and I'll kind of look at the lyrics a little bit more. But that's kind of where I'm at with the lyrics, at least.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. And I think not most of the people, but I've met people in my personal life that fit this description so well. You ever meet that person in your life that's always complaining about something and things always happen to them? Yeah. Things kind of always happen to these people, and it's everyone else's fault, but not their fault. Yeah. And I feel like this could be this song could really speak to those types of people, because I feel like it's easy to blame anything and everything on someone else.
Yes.
It's so easy to do that instead of taking responsibility. That's one thing that George and I, we always talk about is what is our role in this?
Accountability.
Even if something is clearly not our fault, what is our part to contribute to this result? Yeah. And I feel like no one, or not want to say no one, but very little people think that way. It's always, oh, they fucked up my order, or they did this, or they did that. It's always someone else's fault, man. And I feel like maybe I'm looking way too into it, but I feel like that's something that we all could take from this song.
And in the outro, he was saying, I lost myself. And I think that's something I'll take away from it, is just like, I think we would be lying to ourselves if we didn't say that we didn't have thoughts. But putting those thoughts into any type of action is another story. I think we all have points where we're probably just, we're going through it, maybe probably in a bad mood, maybe someone at work upset us. So you have to catch yourself sometimes and realize, like, maybe I'm tripping. And that goes into what Ryan's saying. It's just like, take a deep breath, figure out what part you had in it. What can you do, on your end to kind of prevent certain things from happening, or how can you better deal with the situation? And also just realize that other people are going through things as well. You know what I mean? So it's just easy to just hate someone. Everyone suffers in some degree, man. It suffers in silence from time to time. So
that's true.
So I just love how he was at the end. I mean, obviously in the video, it was too late, and I think that's a lesson, right? To be learned, like, that karma can come back, and it can come back in a major way. The Karma Police can come and get you while you're thinking that someone else is doing you wrong. You're the one that's harboring all of this hatred, so you might want to check yourself. That's an interesting listen. Now, as far as like
the song itself,
I'm not mad at the slow paced drums. Doom, doom, doom. I don't know if you guys noticed. I think we both were kind of nodding our head a little bit as the song came on. So I think that there's a nice slow,
it's cool,
soft rock groove in this. And I'm not mad at the melody. Those are some of the things that I like in here. The melody, and I like the drums and the slow pace of this. So I'm not mad at it. He is a bit eccentric with his voice.
Yeah.
I would probably assume that he's a big Robert Plant fan.
Could be,
I think of like No Quarter and how Robert Plant is just these sort of like wailing, like just experimental like riffs or runs that I feel like Robert Plant does in his music. I feel like I get that from Thomas York, so that to me was a bit off-putting sometimes throughout the song. It's sort of like that. But But I realized, and maybe to your point, Ryan, I realized that he's trying to capture a certain emotion.
Like,
Yeah, he's trying to capture a sort of a level of sort of misery and despair, and a bit of angst to kind of bring that across. So I'm sure that there's an artistic purpose for it. Now, whether or not like the way it sounds is a different story. So not playlist, but I feel like it's definitely more listenable for a lot of people. I think it would be more listenable for a lot of people than OK Computer. It's a bit more simple and straightforward, and it's an easier melody to sort of catch on to. But not quite playlist for me, but solid song, man.
But redeemable for me because I can at least tolerate it. But I don't like a lot of sad stuff though, guys. Because I mean, there's enough sad shit in the world, man. So I know sad songs bring strength to some people. I know that it strengthens some people's faith in whatever that we're talking about. But for me, it does the opposite. I'm like, man, I don't want to do this, man. You know what I mean? I don't even like going to funerals. I don't like any of that stuff. Anything depressing, it's just hard for me. Yeah. It's very, very hard for me. So that's the only reason why something like this wouldn't make my playlist. But it doesn't sound bad to me. You know what I mean? It's
not
just
bad at all.
It's just a little too sad, and I just don't want to focus on sad shit. I really don't. You know what I mean? I try to, invert that pyramid and see the glass half full instead of half empty. That's what I try to do. And songs like this just kind of fight that from happening to me.
Bring you down a little bit. Instead of bring you up.
It's definitely not a motivator of motivation. So no.
But it's tolerable.
Yes, it is tolerable.
So, there you go. It's a redemption for Ryan, man. Yep. He was able to tolerate it.
Yes, sir.
Because from what I remember, I don't even think Ryan was able to tolerate Paranoid Android. I think you really didn't like it. From what I remember.
Again, we've listened to so many songs, I probably have to go back to it. But again, it's really not a good sign if I don't really remember it. You know what I mean? Because if I don't remember, because again, I don't try to focus on the negatives, right?
I remember though.
I'm trying to, I try to be focusing on the positive. So if I don't like it, it's just pretty much out of sight, out of mind. Right. Instead of me trying to.
You wouldn't even try to recollect? No.
Right, yeah.
There's no recollect. I have no recollection. So that means I more than likely hated the shit. Yeah, man. He didn't like that shit. So this is a step up for Ryan, for Radiohead. Step down for me artistically in terms of how they were able to pull off the quality and the composition. I think a Paranoid Android was just, in my opinion, just far more superior. You know what I'm saying? But definitely more listenable songs. So salute to Radiohead, man. I could see the artistry and what they do and why people are drawn to them for sure. Maybe we'll get to something else. I know a lot of y'all were causing a ruckus in the comments. Well, let me point somebody out. Josh was like, man, y'all are really getting set up for failure with this poll, man. Like, Karma Police is probably the least interesting song off that whole album. So Josh picked out 2 + 2 = 5, and looks like Gregory Reynald was looking at. I think he pointed out Body Snatchers. I don't know if is that even on the poll. That's not even on the poll. But Jigsaw, the Falling Into Place national anthem. So maybe we'll look into doing another one, just like we've been doing with some of the other bands. Now, this may not be an all the time thing. When we do these polls, we might always do 2 off of every poll, just so y'all know. But for this one, maybe we'll give them a little bit more of a shot, man. That's the end of the video, guys. If you enjoyed that, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And also, guys, check out our Patreon channel. If you're interested, it will allow you to get exclusive access to our content. The link for that will be in the description. I'm George. That's Ryan. Lost to Vegas.
We out.